Hello, everyone. June 23rd, Thursday, 2022. I had a couple of questions sent to me, and since most of you know, probably won't get it done, but thought about working on my master's, and so I got to start documenting some of this stuff. And this is kind of interesting to me. This is talking about the Weimar Republic. And as we get down into the dates, you'll be reminded about how, although it took a number of years to lead up to it, it only took it a couple years to really go south. And so, let's see if I can find my, there he is. Demolition of supply chains is pre-Civil War sabotage to shape the battlefield for domestic warfare. And so I found these dates, and we know World War I started in 1914. We know around 1917, the war is over. Germany lost. And not only did they owe the world money for the damage they did, but it looks like there was major strikes, bread rations reduced, evidently there were some Soviets in 1918 that took up residency in Germany. The Workers' March is successful. The King of Bavaria flees. And this was the end of the age. Lesser kings, princes, grand dukes, and ruling dukes had been deposed. So there it is, 1918, First World War ended. Or so it says, but when you study history, it looks like it was just a different type of war until we had what's called World War II. And these are the years in between it. So we started getting free worker committees for fair peace, German Workers' Party. Government moves to the city of Weimar. The Reichstag is opened in 1919. Kurt Eisner is assassinated. Supposedly the war was over, but there is a second battle for Berlin. Communists seize Berlin. Communist Strike Committee withdraws proclamations and makes peace overtures to the government. Same year that we started hearing about this feller named Adolf Hitler. This is important in World War II. Bavaria becomes a Soviet republic. No communists in Dresden or Brunswick. Communists defeat Republican forces, Dachau. So what's going on in Russia during this time? I believe the Tsar and his entire family were let's just say removed from office. So Germany has to sign the Treaty of Versailles, which is how we say it in Missouri, but Versailles is how the French say it. And Adolf infiltrates the German Workers' Party. 1920, Allies demand 900 Germans be handed over for war crimes. I'm going to try to pronounce these names, although I do know how to say Dusseldorf. And Hitler leaves the military. And here we have some governmental changes, and this is what I really wanted to get to. The economy in 1921 in Germany. A little more about Adolf. He resigns from the party to force the hand of Drexler. And after he does that, he rejoins the party. Hitler is incarcerated for 8 months, and I believe this is where he writes Mein Kampf. Now, in July, this is what I wanted to get at. 1922, 670 marks was worth $1. With just 2 months, it's 2,000 marks to the dollar. In October, it is 47,000 marks against the US dollar. November, it's 100,000 marks to $1 US. 1922, 500,000 marks to $1 US. And then Reichsbank in February buys back this bank, stabilizes the value to 20,000 marks to $1. But it doesn't hold very long because by May it's 40,000. By June 23, it's 70,000. By June, it's 150,000. By August, it's 3,500,000. 400 million. 10 million. So when you have that kind of volatility, a lot of people are going to be unhappy. They work their whole life or pool a number of generations' monies together, and it's worth 1,000, a million, 4,200,000,000 to $1. But Rentenmark comes in. I'll have to look that up and tell you all about it later. But they stabilized, and what they do? 0,000,000,000,000. They just draw a line through it. Let's see. Hitler begins his political comeback. Probably couldn't have done that unless the economy was so bad. I need a drink of water. Excuse me. I guess I have to redo this. Or you can read it. 1929, October 24th. We all know about Black Friday. Led the U.S. into depression. And that's the Australian something Austrian. That's a different story. Herbert Hoover says, Germany, you're in such bad condition economically, you don't have to pay back anything right away. And you have a German bank crisis. And you have a president elected to Germany. 32, the Reichstag becomes the largest party. And then this guy leaves. Like in 2 months. And Hitler becomes chancellor. And these are some of the resources. So what does that have to do with what's going on with the economy today in the United States? I remember when I was in college that they said that the dollar would be worth 10 cents on the dollar sometime in the 90s. Well, now I just read that it's 3 cents on the dollar, which only refers to how the dollar held up, holding its value. Not too good. Well, that's all I had on my mind. Are interest rates going up? It looks like they might go up again into July. But if the stock market goes in the red again, I think the Fed will have to start lowering it, which may be the reason why they're raising it now so they can lower it later. Must make perfect sense to them. If anybody's interested, you can email me. I've heard about the diesel shortage in 8 weeks. I've heard a lot of shortages in 8 weeks because of trains and trucks run on diesel and jets run on something like kerosene. And in 2 months, there's going to be shortages. Is that why there's so many flight cancellations lately? Is that why there's what do you call them, train strike in Canada, train strike in the UK? I don't know, folks. And then I haven't even talked to you about of all the packaging plants that have suddenly caught fire. And the shortages at the grocery store. I was just there yesterday. Good thing I'm on a diet. Thank you. Sorry about coughing.